So hello whovians, how are you all doing today? Welcome to this brand new video. So today I thought I would review one of the last stories in the classic Who run, and that is Survival. So before getting into this review, I will not be reviewing the story just me, it will be two other fans as well, and very good friends of mine, Charlie and Adam. So let's get into this review. Survival was written by Rono and Munro. I totally butchered that name, I have a feeling. I'm awful at names, do not judge. But yeah, that's who it was written by, and it was aired from the 22nd of November from the 6th of December back in 1989. And this is also the final story in the classic Who run. So back in 1989, Doctor Who at the time was sort of losing ratings. The BBC gave up hope with Doctor Who, they weren't giving it the budget, they were doing really nothing with it. And the story is written well. If you love Sylvester McCoy or you hate him, the stories weren't fantastic. But personally, I like his stories for the last season and the season before. But Survival, what can I say? I think they end the classic series with a bang! So one of my favourite things about the story has to be the Master and the Doctor's chemistry. The 7th Doctor at this time was manipulative, he was dark, and with that Master it was perfect, and it really brought out that side of the Doctor that I really wanted to see. And for the Master to come back, wow, that was fantastic. I think the Master in the story is absolutely fantastic. Ace in the story has a really nice arc. She's badass, and she's slowly turning into one of these cheetah people. So that's also a really great thing for Ace. One of these characters, which is a cheetah character, I really think her and Ace have a great chemistry together. Originally, here's a fact for you, they were going to be lesbians, but they decided to take that out of the story, as for a time they didn't know how people were going to react. And last but not least, the settings. I think the setting for the story is great. I have a feeling it was a quarry they filmed this on, and what is classic Who without a quarry? Yeah, the thing is, I love classic Who when it has like an outside setting. I love a set style studio setting, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I can build some amazing sets and you can really get sucked into that whole adventure, but I think the quarry setting and the effects used really does make you understand what was going on in the story, and it just makes it so much more open. I think Survival is a fantastic close to a classic series. The final scene, for goodness sake, that is such an emotional scene, and I will admit I had a tear or two at that scene because I thought this is where it all ended. And I was incredibly heartbroken, even though we have the new series and I was not around in 1989 to know that. I really hope you enjoyed my review, so now we are going to move on to the next review. Take it away.
Hey guys, before I get started my thoughts on Survival, I just wanted to say thank you to my mate Aaron. Really good mate of mine, thanks mate. And so, Survival. Yeah, it's kind of bad apart from the well, Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy, but everything else is just silly, absolutely silly. Sorry if I'm rushing in, but I have a timer on my video message thing, which is really annoying. So yeah, it's very silly, apart from the iconic line, "If we fight like animals, we die like animals." I love that line. If I was to rate it, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. And see you on the next episode, guys. Hopefully I'll be still here when it happens. Yep, see you guys next time. Most likely. Peace!
Hello whovians, Adam Fishwick here, and before I get started, it is an honour to be doing a video for all things Doctor Who, and today I'm reviewing Survival. Enjoy. So Survival, this is a story written by Ronan Munro, who I believe is going to be a writer in Series 10, which I'm going to look forward to. Now, Survival is the last story of the classic series, and I think it's a really great story. It's underrated if if I think about it. Now, it starts off with the Doctor and Ace coming back to Ace's hometown, Paravel, and she finds out that that all her friends have gone missing. So the Doctor and Ace investigate, asking people where they've gone, and then they find out that something to do with cats. So the Doctor tries to figure out what it is. And one thing I like to point out is that I like the setting. You can tell it's the 80s, even though it is made in the 80s. But that's what I like about this episode, because you don't really get many episodes like this. And I also like what the Doctor did. He goes into when he goes into the shop and try and get some cat food, and he goes out without paying. Which that's what I like about the Seventh Doctor. He's like, and then when the man comes up to him and saying, "Aren't you forgetting something?" He says, money, and say, "No, I don't think that's it." That you can tell that's what I like about the Seventh Doctor. He's very alien, and yeah, I think the Seventh Doctor is underrated. So later on, Ace is in the park just minding her own business, and then she sees a cat, and she picks it up, and then it turns out another cat creature comes and tries to take her, but she tries to escape, and then all of a sudden she's on this planet, the Khajiit planet. Sorry that I can't pronounce that right. And then the Doctor finds a way to get into there, and then he goes in, and then he goes to see, and then he goes and finds where all the other people are, and then and then the cliffhanger ends up to be the Master. What a surprise! We find out that the Master is infected by the cheetah virus, and he seems to be in charge of the planet. So, and then he asks the Doctor to help him to get out of the planet, and he also says that these people who used to be on the planet, who tried to control it, the Master was asking him if the Doctor will be able to do it. We also find out that that if you fight in the planet, it will get destroyed, which I find a bit strange, but you know, hey ho. And then we also find out that if you ever get infected by the cheetah virus, you can get your way back home, but I don't think you can be. But you can't. But you'll be infected by it forever. One of Ace's friends gets infected by it. Mitch, I think he's called. The Master kind of brainwashes his mind, making him working for him. Ace seems to makes friends with with one of the cat people, and so she was getting infected by the cheetah virus, and then that was the cliffhanger for part 2. So the Doctor and Ace and her friends get back to Paravel, and the Master and Mitch are also back, and then the Doctor is still curious about the Master, to see where he's gone, and then they try to find where he is, and the Master and Mitch are planning on getting the other people in Paravel to be infected. Even though the Master is trying to infect people, he's also trying to find a cure for the cheetah virus. Okay, I've got to be skipping along now. The Doctor and Ace finally stop the cheetah people from taking over, and Ace is still still infected by it, so they stop that. And then they all go back to the cheetah planet. The Doctor escapes from the planet, but the Master's still trapped. And then a woman comes up and starts complaining at the Doctor, and people keep on saying that that the woman is Jackie Tyler, but I don't know where people are getting that from. Then afterwards, the Doctor finds Ace, and she's still worried about the cheetah virus, but she's not infected anymore. And then the famous last words of the Doctor of the classic series. Such a nice ending to end the episode and the classic series. And all in all, I give this story a strong 8 out of 10.
So guys, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that review of all three of us reviewing the story, Survival. It's a story I really like, and it's probably one of my favourite Sylvester McCoy stories, and just a great way to end the classic era. So I hope you have an awesome day, whenever you're watching this, and we'll see you all later. See ya.